What's up, everybody? Welcome to the SubPar Poddy C. My name is Stumpy.
My name's Cole.
And welcome to officially...
I said not to do... Unofficially.
The best podcast on the internet. Let's get right into the news.
God, is that what he says at the end?
Yeah.
That's horrible. I've never actually seen one of his things. That is...
Him being...
loud. Oh.
No, KEEMSTAR.
KEEMSTAR.
So, right, we're going to talk a bit about
God,
KEEMSTAR.
that was so unpleasant.
Right, we're going to talk a bit about KEEMSTAR. It's not going to be the focus of it, because I think we've done like an entire episode previously when this little goblin popped up.
Yeah.
But before we get into chatting about anything, I want to say... fucking patrons, keep donating to it. After that episode, so we pushed it for like, I don't know, 15 episodes before that. We got some lovely, really, really nice. Anybody supporting
Mama
is
Torment.
fantastic, obviously. Exactly. People being very, very kind. And the one episode where I just say, fuck you, patrons, and I tell everybody off for being generous, we get like 10.
I think people are naturally masochistic. That's what you and I have learned. So what we need to do is slowly ramp up the horrible things that we say to our patrons each and every week. Last time it was fuck you.
It started pretty big with fuck you patrons.
That is a big sort of step to move above from. I don't really know where you go from there without threatening them or their families, which I really don't want to do. Like, don't get me wrong.
Legally,
yeah,
we shouldn't. Again,
no, like off camera we will, but like, you know, while we're recording, that'd be madness.
Okay, well, I mean, everybody who has donated to our Patreon at patreon.com/subpar but in HD. It's in the description and all that. Thank you very much. I appreciate every single last one of you. There was like, I think it was about 10 or so people that all they chipped in with $1, and it means that they can hear the episode just that little bit earlier, and it means that, you know, we appreciate them all, and it keeps the podcast going. So thank you very much. Really appreciate you all. Also, fuck you.
Yeah, these things have got to be edited, so we can't just put them on as soon as we finish recording, because then you wouldn't get the full experience. So I edit them, and the second the edit is done, I'll whack it on Discord, and then the next day it sort of goes up properly with the, you know, the nice little tweet attached and the preview and all that.
Everything.
Bollocks.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you to all of them. Otherwise, let's get right into...
Does he really say that every single episode? I bet he says that after about 2 minutes as well, right? I bet there's a 2-minute intro where he waffles about his sponsors, and then he says, right, let's get right into it. It's like, no, it's too late to get right into it.
No, he's missed it. Let's get right into the news. That's what he does. Say it. Go say it.
Let's get right into the news.
No, do it like KEEMSTAR. Right.
Let's get right into the news.
Very good. That was perfect. So, right. We're not going to go into this too much because we've chatted about KEEMSTAR before and this whole tournament thing. But basically, KEEMSTAR said a couple of times, I think about 3 or 4 times now, it started sort of mid-2019, I think he said originally.
He's been going on about the game for ages.
Yeah, the game for a while. But yeah, tournament specifically for, I think it's like August or July or something. He's wanted to run a tournament for Rocket League after he's done his Fortnite Fridays, which, by the way, Epic then made him stop doing. For reasons, to be fair, that I agree with KEEMSTAR. Just to get out of that. I'm not going to disagree with him for everything. Epic were really awkward about it. Basically, we're like, hey, we're going to do a tournament. It was something like, we're going to do a tournament on Friday and Saturday. So he was like, okay, I'll move Fortnite Friday to Sunday. And then they did an extra one on Sunday without telling him. And that's not right from Epic's perspective, so I agree with Keem there.
And we can feel that as people who love Rocket League as well. That's the exact sort of shit that has been brought to light recently with Psyonix. So
it's also why we hated Rocket League back in the day. Yeah. Because they were trying to push Gfinity out. Anyway, so I don't disagree with KEEMSTAR on everything, just a heads up, just the things that I find him utterly disagreeable on. All seems fine, he wants to put money into the scene. However, he sort of came out the gate being very brash, very boisterous, and this time round, I tweeted about it. So this all started because I tweeted about the titanium white Dominus. And I saw it originally in the item store for 1,100 credits, which is,
How much is that in real money?
I think it's dead on $11.
For one car?
Which is really handy, yeah. It's handy, at least, yeah. Yeah, it's $11. So I looked back and I thought, I'm sure, like, back in the day when you could buy the Dominus and Takumi originally, they were also, like, way cheaper. So I looked. And you got the Dominus, you got the Takumi, you got 12 decals, you got like 5 boosts, and you got like some toppers as well. And that was for $3.99.
And I bet they sold so many. I bet they made so much money out of that sale. They had hundreds of thousands of people purchasing. I remember the big trailer on SubPar. We got out a day one gameplay video with these cars. And we did the same with the Mezzanine and the Neo Tokyo map and stuff like that. Everyone loved it. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I'm curious, actually, if they made more money with an $11 White Dominus or with a packaged $3 thing. I mean, that's like an economic question, right? Do you make more from selling more for cheaper or less for more expensive? I'm curious.
It depends on the product price. It's almost like a premium version of an already cheaper product. So people that replied to it, the various responses, some people said, but now Dominus comes with the game just by default. Fair enough. I'm going to be honest, because I bought it about 4 years ago, and that kind of slipped my mind, so fair play, it comes with the game now. However, it's still just under 3 times as much for considerably less content, half as many cars, no decals, no anything. The only argument is it's a cosmetic thing, and it's not necessarily only about like getting the car in the first place. It's just to make it a white version of itself. And that entire thread devolved into a little bit of a shit-slinging fest where...
It was Doomsy, right?
Well, it started off with that guy Planting Cargo, who is from fucking CRL, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He's somebody from that ilk.
So you respect him?
Yeah, from that neck of the woods. Yeah, he's top of the list. And he basically posted saying, Psyonix wouldn't need to do this if you didn't let your egos get in the way the first time around and let KEEMSTAR run a tournament. Firstly, but one thing that was really weird to me, and on Twitter generally, is everybody's obsessed with ego. Like, everyone's really into ego. Everyone thinks that if you don't like something, it's for an egotistical reason. It can just be because you don't like it. So have you found that people are like well into like claiming it's like an ego thing, and you just don't actually? I never even thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, whenever KEEMSTAR comes around, there's this use of the word clout.
Yeah,
and I think that clout to me is what Dynasty is to you. I hear that word and I just start sweating from my forehead and I sort of get on edge. I really hate it because it's not a word that I've ever heard used outside of the context of talking about or to or with KEEMSTAR. Yeah. And I get it when he says it. Clout is his word. That's part of his brand.
That's his thing.
You got clout. Yeah. That's his thing. That's a word that clearly sort of is attached to his brand.
That's all he cares
about. But now that he's in the conversation, he's in the public zeitgeist, I see people on Twitter having conversations that he's not even tagged in, going, oh, it's such a bad idea because it would bring Rocket League so much more clout. Like, why are we using that word like it's a word that's remotely tolerable? It's a horrific 5 letters. Honestly, it's horrible. I really despise it. Yeah, it's nasty, man.
Yeah, I get your issue with it. I feel like it doesn't do anything that another word, that another few words don't do. It's like a word that's just sort of come out of nowhere. It seems very American to me. Where it's just like, hey man, you now got any clout. Like, what? No, could you not say like respect? Could you not say like sort of mainstream attention? I don't know. So yeah, KEEMSTAR ends up being added in there because fucking Doomsy, at the end after your reply to somebody else's message where
I can't remember what I said now.
It was Planting
like,
Cargo
Doomsy or something.
Yeah, reply to Planting Cargo, I believe, and you said if KEEMSTAR cares about what Stumpy has to say.
No, I said.
Go on.
No, I said no. I didn't say Stumpy. I said no. I remember now. I said if KEEMSTAR's ego is so fragile that he cares about what one little goblin thinks, then clearly his heart wasn't in it from the start, or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about
which I thought
right,
was quite a good response, because honestly, if because you are no clout, you are nothing in scum, right? Can push him out of the community, then he is a fragile little man-child, which I think we all knew anyway.
That's going to be a point we get to later. Firstly, just why does he care what I think? He just shouldn't. So yeah, then Doomsy replied to that with his verified tick saying, also fuck KEEMSTAR lol.
And added him.
Yes, that then ended up being put into his notifications, I imagine. It then became a whole thing. KEEMSTAR got all involved. And he then started to attack pros and insult them, and attacked a load of community members as well. People who he just shouldn't... Realistically, he's got 2.8 million followers. People who realistically he shouldn't care about, right? Like
even Squishy, even the top of our esport, should not be a blip on his horizon, unless he actually is serious about getting into these tournaments, which I'm not sure about, which we'll get to in a second.
So yeah, he ended up attacking a lot of people, and people have said that we attacked him first, but I feel like he is very much an awful human being, so everyone was sort of just preemptively lashing out for good reason, myself included. And he basically just ended up saying, he said this to Freaky earlier in the year as well, we don't need you, we'll just get Fortnite streamers into play instead because they get more viewers. He ended up putting out a tweet saying, I'm platinum.
Whoa, do the voice. Come on.
I'm platinum. My tournaments are never about skill. They're about views and clout. Skill does not build a community. Views do. He misspelled views. You get views by creating entertainment. If I have this tournament, you see the biggest gaming stars in the world, and Rocket League won't be their main game.
Now, I've got an issue with that from the start, right? My issue with that from the beginning is basically what he said is skills don't build viewership. Viewership builds viewership.
But then how do those people get viewership in the first place?
With their skill, exactly. His argument is an implosion of an argument. It's a juxtaposition. It doesn't make any sense at all, right? You can't say skill does not build a community, views do, because if you've got the views, you've already got your community. So his point doesn't really stand. And also, all we've ever seen in Rocket League is that the more skillful the player, the more views they will get.
Yes.
Looking at Squishy, Justin, etc.
Yeah.
So I don't think his point stands at all. And also, as we all know, I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, there's going to be no one here listening to this that disagrees with this bit. I'm confident of that. And if you do disagree, at me and call me out, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. But watching a bunch of Fortnite nerds that have never played Rocket League play Rocket League will be a terrible viewing experience. And maybe people will tune in at the start and go, lol. But after that, the novelty will quickly wear off. And if these tournaments were to happen, then he would need a solid base of pro Rocket League players. I've seen someone basically saying that even if you team up Squishy with, I won't say Scissors because he actually seems to love Rocket League.
Scissors is actually really into it.
Yeah.
Say Shroud.
But with Shroud, who's never played it before, it'll basically be a 1v1 with whoever Squishy's against plus whoever Squishy's against teammate. They'll just be driving around doing fuck all.
I've got a theory about this where I do agree with you that it would be I think it would obviously be a bad viewing experience for us, right? But I don't think we're the target audience.
Obviously not, yeah.
So my thought is, maybe, say you watch... Oh, God, I know so few big streamers. Who the fuck is still on Twitch?
On Twitch, not Courage, not Ninja.
Hang on, wait, who's currently streaming for me? Myth.
Tim the Tapman.
Myth.
Okay, Myth, right.
Right, Myth, 'cause he's a Fortnite boy as well.
My answer was good too.
I guess also Tim, well done. Okay, so Myth is called in to play some Rocket League, right, for this tournament.
And he says, I can't play, get Tim in instead.
Yeah, you can get Tim, I'll get Myth. His viewers are there to watch Myth. Right now, before 10 a.m. in the UK, he is on 10,000 viewers, right? Normally he's on about sort of, I think, 25 to 30,000 viewers, like in his peak, right? Mm-hmm. So this tournament is not for those who already know Rocket League, watch Rocket League Esports, know exactly what they want. It's for people who don't know Rocket League and don't know what it's about. I don't think it's a good representation of the game. That's another point. I don't think it's a good way to show this is what you can do in Rocket League. This is why it's so amazing. These are the passing plays, whatever you can get across. However, I think it would serve to get views on the game originally. I think it would do its prime purpose of bringing views in for at least that tournament. Where I disagree, I don't think it has any longevity to it. I think it's flash in the pan, KEEMSTAR moves on.
Yeah, okay, so the KEEMSTAR would definitely move on, but using your logic, a few of those 10,000 would go, well, this game is great. I think what we'd need for this to work, say it happened, right? And again, as I've already hinted at, we're going to get to this in a second, I don't think it's going to happen, but say it did, we would need, say it's Squishy versus Justin, plus some dickheads on each of their team, right? That have got 12,000 followers.
Tim and Myth.
12,000 concurrent viewers, Tim and Myth. We'd need Squishy and Justin to agree that they're not going to try hard. They're going to freestyle. They're going to air dribble in the air, get double flip resets. Because what we want is Tim watching his teammate Justin going, oh my God, how is that possible?
Get the clips.
And then people who didn't realize it was possible go, holy shit, these guys are amazing. Does everyone play like that? Are they the only two people in the world who can do that? What? They're not. What's the RLCS?
Yeah.
And then they get into the passing
I think a show match would be good with it as well.
Yeah, it would be show matchy, but I don't think KEEMSTAR has the nuance to really dig
craft
that out.
It finely.
Exactly.
I mean, even then, like you could have it so you've got these matches where it's Squishy and Tim the Tatman and Justin and Myth, right?
Myth.
And they do their match. And then you say after that, well, you liked watching Squishy and Justin. They're now going to team up against 2 other world-class pros. After that match, we've then got Shroud and Ninja coming into play. But let's watch this proper game first. And then people then stick around, Myth's viewership and Tim the Tatman's viewership. They then are watching the stream on their side. But then would Keemstar then get annoyed because he's then not getting the views?
Well, what you could have is Keemstar and Myth and Tim in like a viewing party type thing, and they're just watching this unfold. Going, oh, no way, he's not! Oh my god, he's done it!
Yeah.
You know, like have some proper basic bitch casting, like Puckett and Benson back in the day when they did that. And you know, to us, it was all sort of fairly. I mean, actually, that's a lie. It wasn't fairly standard play. That was the Kyle Massacre goal. Even to us, it was an amazing moment. But yeah, there is definitely a place for. I'll use this word in a very literal sense, shoutcasting, of going, oh my god,
literally
and that's
just
what you're
being
saying.
amazed.
And I think this would be great for that. Yeah, exactly.
I do think it has legs. I think it's not necessarily a bad idea. I think it just needs to be done well to get the maximum viewership out of it. Do I think Keemstar's the person to do that? Absolutely fucking not.
Exactly. There's one person standing in this theory's way, and it's the man who's going to make it happen.
I think a lot of people also don't necessarily know what he's done wrong. A lot of people still watch him. He's obviously got a lot of viewership and all that. I just recommend just give it a Google. It's like 20 minutes long or something. Just Google iDubbbz Content Cop Keemstar. Just give that a watch. It basically says this is what he's done wrong. This is why he's so bad. I personally don't want somebody like that fronting the community. And before we got into that final point of Keemstar, a lot of people, I think, have misconstrued what I've said to me sort of being like a white knight of Rocket League. I've seen people on Reddit say that, where it's like, I can't believe he thinks he speaks for everybody. And people like replying to like tweets saying, well, you've got so much fucking ego, you reckon you can...
clout.
Yeah, why do you think you can say what should and shouldn't happen with Rocket League? I just want to say, I don't. I'm getting my opinion out there. If people agree with it, fantastic. If people don't agree with it, fantastic. Have a discussion. Let's see why people agree and disagree with each other, and let's come to a decision as a community. Because, end of the day, it's a game that obviously we're well into. I quite like Rocket League, and I'd like for it to do well. I wouldn't like it to be fronted, personally, by a fucking sociopath.
The thing is, as well, that you are... I mean, you're much more of an opinionated person than I am. You know,
love an opinion,
so you'll know that, exactly, yeah. And you, in this situation, are in sort of... You're stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Because I'm content to just sit back and sort of watch it happen. I'll say my opinions, but I'm not ultimately going to fly my flag and wade in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying that Well, I'll get to my thoughts on what actually want to happen in a second. But anyway, my point is, if you were to say, put out there, go, oh, welcome Keemstar to our community, great to have you here, blah, 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 you know, these are the pros, this is what the sort of tournament you should do, sign me up. People will go, fucking hell, Stumpy, jumping on that clout.
Yeah, clout
I
chaser.
used to like you, but clearly you've sold out, because I know that you know what Keemstar did, so you've pissed off that half of the community. Equally, you say, oh, fucking yeah, we don't want him here. Everyone's like, oh, why are you trying to hold Rocket League back? Screw you, Stumpy Goblin, you ugly, sort of one-eyed, gimpy, lanky, greasy head, dirty little goblin who insisted on having 51% of SubPar in HD and doesn't pay Cole his fair half.
Okay, make your point.
That you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, is my point. And my overall opinion, by the way, about this whole Keemstar thing, I'm fucking sick of this just flaring up every now and then. Keemstar, if you're listening to this, someone clip it, shit or get off the pot, okay? I'm fed up with him going, I'm gonna do it, man, I'll do it because I can, and I'll change the game. Okay, do it! I understand, I'm ready. Psyonix don't give a shit about us anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe you will be our white knight that will lead us into salvation, but at least try, or just fuck off.
Yeah.
One or the other.
I've openly said I might be wrong, and actually this is the best thing that could ever happen to Rocket League. If I'm wrong, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and that's on me. Fair play. And I don't know why he cares what I think. Like, there's just no... Like, I'm even in Rocket League, I'm, like, relatively small compared to, like, your Squish Justins, whatever, and your Chronovies.
Cool goals.
Bigger than him, but, like, do you know what I mean? But, yeah, I just don't know why he cares what I think. I think that's another point. He's such a fragile little virgin that is just strange.
To put into context how, I guess, irrelevant we are even on the grassroots scale, if you and I are playing with Shogun, every game, it's Shogun side my profile.
Yes.
And then about maybe 1 out of 15 or 20, it's either Cole or Stumpy or Cole and Stumpy.
Yeah.
I don't know how they get split sometimes, but it does happen.
Yeah, there's that one guy when I was playing with you and Niels Cook, and the guy asked for for me to sign his profile. And I was thinking, what like path did you take through Rocket League Esports where you avoided Niels Cook and Cole and found me?
It's really interesting.
How did you get there? I'd love to know.
I'd watch that documentary. This guy's story, how he only knows Stumpy.
Right. Well, that's it with Keemstar. Let's just continue, just very briefly, again, onto Psyonix. We went big on them last week. We're not going to fucking lay into them again. Lawler made some incredible points. The reception to Lawler's podcast, by the way, was absolutely blinding. So thank you, everybody.
He was a world-class guest, wasn't he?
Yeah, fantastic guest, fantastic feedback. It created some amazing discussion on Reddit. I love looking at the Reddit post when we post it there as well, and just seeing what people think. There was a live write-up done by somebody in our community as well. I can't remember his Reddit name, but it's a guy called Boyers. And he did basically a live write-up as he went through. And it then got other people to then listen to it. Because they're like, holy shit, why was Cole talking about Fairy eating loads of jelly at like multiple points? This is weird. So yeah, thank you for all the feedback on the last podcast. But there's been a little bit, even more, of a sway from sort of the good side of public opinion to the bad side of public opinion towards Psyonix. And it's basically been accepted that they are neglectful. They seem to be neglecting the community. And there was one post on Reddit, Cole, that you got the top comment on, mate. And a silver from Reddit user Rascal Quake, titled "Open Letter to Psyonix."
Yeah, so Rascal Quake put an amazing comment up. Basically, it was a passion statement about how Psyonix should reach out and speak to us. It was a series of frustrations about how OCE is being treated. Something needs to change. It was an open letter. It was beautifully written, grammatically perfect. Well, I loved it. And that you could tell that he wasn't just angry and he wasn't just ranting. He was speaking with passion, but he was also speaking with fairness. He was saying, this can be fixed. I'm not going to leave you and never play this game again because I still love it. His final line, a concerned fan with a deep love for Rocket League. And that is how it all read. You know what I mean? It's not like he ranted and then he said, I'm a concerned fan. Yeah. It was just beautifully written. I responded with, signed, talk to us Psyonix for the love of fuck, please. And I got 553 points.
Go on.
553, I'm loving life, mate, and a silver.
Go on.
And we checked what Reddit Silver does.
Yeah.
And it says, shows the silver award, and that's it. So that's mine now.
Well done. I've never got a silver or gold.
You never got gold either? No. I got gold once. There was like, I just made this stupid pun, right? Like really lame, like bottom of the barrel. And it got like 30 upvotes. It was like quite late in a thread as well. And then one guy gilded it. And he was like, oh, thanks for the laugh, smiley face. So I've got no idea who that mystery gilder is that was one of the 30 people that saw my comment and thought it was worth such riches. But yeah, I've been quite lucky with gold.
Yeah, I've never had any. I've got, right, how much comment karma do you have, mate?
Oh, here we go.
How much are you rocking?
Is this your audition to be on KEEMSTAR's podcast?
Yeah, do you want to hear my clout after you've said your shitty, pathetic amount?
Right.
What's your username?
CoolCar93 lol.
With the lol?
No.
Not with the lol. Okay, cool. Your post karma is 4,800 and your comment is 11,700.
Impressive.
Now at Keemstar, all right, just so he hears this bit, my post karma is 19,800 and my comment karma is 48,000. All right.
Wow. Do you have one that popped off?
I don't mean to brag. Not really. I think I'm just a consistent
hundreds.
Keep trucking. I've been on Reddit for like nearly 9 years now though, so I've been going along, mate.
It's like playing Rocket League. Just keep picking up those hundreds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Keep getting those centuries.
Your boost management in Reddit is fantastic.
It's pretty good.
Your response, where you you hung on to my coattails in that thread from Matey, and you said, signed, we aren't asking for the world here. We just want to know some intentions so we aren't left entirely in the dark. 126 points compared to my 553. But then again, that's what you say. You're consistent. You've got those 100 and you move on.
I pick up the century and I get out of there.
I'm mocking you for playing your game, and
exactly. I'm boost starving everybody else. That's all it is. So, yeah, basically, people then replied to that just saying, just communicate. And that seems to be just the main issue. Just communicate. And something that really came across big for me with that is that CJ then tweeted, and this is 2 days ago. This is on the 19th of January, right? And as of right now, it's still true. He tweeted, Season 9... Hang on. Season 9 of RLCS NA/EU literally starts in 13 days, and here in OCE, we are still waiting for any announcement about the new season. Laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji, laughing emoji. Probably struggling to count that enormous prize pool praying emoji at RLCS at Psyonix Studios. I replied saying, wait, I presume that's just hyperbole. You guys actually don't know when OCE RLCS starts, and it's less than 2 weeks away. And he then said, yes, mate, not a single announcement of any dates for qualifiers or anything. So they don't know when their qualifiers are. So bear in mind that we've already done one RLRS qualifier, as has North America, right? They don't know when their qualifiers are, and in theory, they don't, even now, they still don't know when their RLCS season begins. I saw somebody reply saying, I need to book time off work.
Yeah, there was a guy, he said, at RLCS, can we have 2 weeks notice instead of 1 week notice this year, or this season, because I do need to book time off work. So that poor guy, he might be the best player in Australia. He might make CJ look fucking shit.
A lot of
he
people
might
do.
look, Torsos, look like a massive knobhead. And yet we've never seen him. We've never heard of Jim the Crow 48 or whatever his name is, the poor guy. Just he can't take time off work. He's, it's really important that he goes to Costa or whatever and serves some coffees.
They've got, in Australia, they have a brand of coffee, like a coffee shop, that's like a giraffe. I can't remember what it's called.
We've got giraffe in the UK.
No, it wasn't like the restaurant.
Okay.
It looked similar, the sort of the logo, sort of like not cartoonish, but sort of like an abstract giraffe type thing. It's really good coffee. Better than Starbucks and Costa. Really nice.
The thing that struck me most when I went to Madrid, that was the most different, other than all the tiny people wandering around.
Really
my
small.
Girlfriend's fucking tiny. My girlfriend, for anyone who doesn't know, is like sub 5 foot, right? She's absolutely minuscule,
childlike.
bless her.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that's what I'm into.
Yeah.
What, huh? Anyway, in Madrid, they're all fucking like it. She was a giant.
Really small.
Anyone over the age of 50, it seems that they shrunk in half. Linnea was going around going, what?
She was at the height of like other people.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And I'm there fucking lumbering about. literally about 1.5 foot taller than other women there. And my girlfriend, she's about 1 foot taller than the laird. She is 5'11". And
that's too much.
She is, I think, about the same height as you, Cole, right? Ish?
I think she's a bit taller, maybe. Even.
Bit taller. Okay, yeah.
The fact that she wears heels is a bit off, in my opinion.
No, perfect. It's great. She gets to about 6'4" in a nice pair of heels. It's brilliant.
Jesus. In stilts, maybe, for me.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah. So we're there wandering about next to the fucking Oompa Loompas behind us in Cole and Leia. And I feel like a god, quite frankly. It was brilliant.
Anyway, the point I was going to make was you going on about the coffee. Do you remember that hot chocolate that I got in Madrid? That was like... So I just asked for like a normal hot chocolate from like a nice hot chocolate stand. And I sort of go to sip it, and it sort of falls down and hits my lips. Like it smacks it as one. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Open up the lid, and it is thick.
It looked like melted
half
chocolate.
mixed cement. It was so weird. I mean, I drank it because I'm a legend, and my stomach does not feel that it's possible to be overly sugary. So well done me. But holy fuck, you had to sort of spoon it out.
Yeah, it looked very thick. It literally looked like a cup of melted chocolate.
Did you try it?
No, because the bit at the end that you had, it was before you chucked it in the bin, and it was like very much sludge. Like it looked like a puck. I wasn't really into chewing Cole's used puck.
Yeah, you could have played ice hockey with it.
Yeah.
Just knock it on some like ice nearby, and people would have had fun with it.
Have a little go around. So yeah, there was then after that sort of OCE that being exposed to the world, there was a fake Twitter account that popped up called @RLESports, but the L looks like a T when you're on Twitter because of the font that they use. And it had like their profile picture and everything. It had like a fake verified tick and everything like that. And they posted saying, this season is going to be hosted by LPL, the guys who did it last time. It's like a whole fake announcement thing. And it was posted in several Discords that I was in saying, holy shit, they're back. And then somebody like replied saying, wait, that's not the right account. And then everybody did like a collective, oh, right, okay. So yeah,
the fact that we're all so willing to believe that RLCS are finally announcing this thing, that it was respected people that post articles in our community. It was a guy called Blonde Monkey, and he went to Madrid and he was interviewing players. So people who know their Rocket League, know their RLCS, keep their ears to the ground.
Yeah,
they were falling for this. It wasn't the sort of parody that people think this can't happen. It was like, oh, They've announced it finally.
Fair enough.
Oh, wait, no. Even that's fake. They still haven't.
Yeah.
And we are very much within 2 weeks until the start of at least the EU and NA season, and maybe the OCE one, if there is one.
Maybe. I mean, I've just looked on the Wikipedia on the front page, and it has RLCS Season 9 as finals, Europe, North America, South America, RLRS for both regions, right? You know when there's like a broken page or a page with no content, and it shows up as a red link?
The red link, yeah.
Oceania is a red link for Season 9. Imagine if they're just like, we're not doing it this season.
Like,
why? Does nobody know?
I can't remember if I said this in the podcast or if I said it after on a stream, so I'll mention it again now. Apologies if I've already said this on a podcast, but it seems that we're going like full Super Smash Bros. With this. It's going to be a grassroots community that somehow fund enough money to pay the top pros of a packet of quavers. The devs actively push against the esport.
Yeah.
You know how Nintendo are basically
just
saying
aren't
our
a
game's
fan.
not an esport. It's not even that. They've actively pushed against it for years. They've tried to stop it. They've tried to halt it because they want their game to be a party game. That's why they put in tripping.
Slippage, yeah.
In Ultimate, I think it was. And that's the sort of vibe that I'm getting from Psyonix at the moment. Just because they seem so indifferent, they're going more towards that direction. Like, if they don't care, valve it and say, look, guys, we hate the esport. We're going to be honest. Sort it out yourselves.
You do your thing. We'll give you
ESL and
money every now
Gfinity
and then.
and Insomnia in the UK and God knows how many
DreamHack.
TOs in America will rub their hands together and be like, all right, here's 100k. It'll be a better thing, honestly. If Psyonix just said, look, we're done with it, it may even be better at this point.
But are you ready for me to defend Psyonix now?
Absolutely,
Because I feel that normally when they're silent on something, it's because I don't agree with why they're silent on it, but it's because they have a big thing coming, right? Normally they leave it way too long. It's really annoying, but then they say, oh, but it's because DreamHack Pro Circuit is happening or whatever.
Landed announcement was the best example I've seen. We were fucking livid. They announced that and the mood just lifted in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and like, so it's normally because there's something like big that they're trying to work on, and because they don't plan in advance, it means they're trying to rush it because the esports department is horribly understaffed. People who are there do a good job, considering the amount of people that are there. So I think it might be because there is something big on the horizon. Maybe something big Epic-wise, maybe something big Psyonix-wise that they've just tried to rush through, but they couldn't do it for last season or whatever. But I feel there is something big on the horizon, and when they announce it, we are going to be happy, and it will be fine.
So, wait, let me get this straight. Your way of defending Psyonix is with a very loose hypothetical that may be the reason they're ignoring us and haven't announced OCE yet, and we don't even know if OCE is going to have one, and we're genuinely having the conversation, only semi-jokingly, of whether they just don't bother with Oceania this year. Mate, it's because
it's
maybe...
it's the best I've fucking got, mate, okay? We can't slam them every fucking week. I'm trying to bring it back, all right?
I'm sorry.
Just
okay, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. I remember Landon, before that was announced, everyone was all sad, and they announced it, and we were happy, and then Landon was really good.
I think that's happening again.
They're going to announce Landon again. They're going to announce a time machine.
Fuck it, Landon. So let's hope. We'll see what happens. Well, if we're done with banging on about Psyonix,
yeah, I think so.
Should we talk about something that happened in our personal lives?
Yeah, so I recently came out as gay.
No, not that. We're going to be talking about the fact that we were approached by a Dutch TV company, sort of in partnership with our normal TV show that we have. Because we literally have a TV show, lol. Called The Daily Download. It's on in 50 countries worldwide. Give it a Google. See if it's in your country. Take a picture of you with us.
TV.
Yeah.
If you got Sky, if anyone listening to this in the UK has got Sky, switch on channel 433 right now. This is not a joke. Switch on channel 433, and mine or Stumpy's face may well be on it. How weird is that?
That'd be fun. And if not, 6 p.m. every weekday. 433. Give it a gander. Take a selfie with it if you've got Sky. I know a lot of you do. I've not had Sky for years, by the way, since I was like 10.
I've got Sky Go. But DDL isn't on that. Jinx isn't on Sky Go, annoyingly.
Oh, what? I thought that was
I know, it's
everything on there.
bollocks. No, there's a few channels that aren't. The scummier channels like us.
Ah, that's mean. So yeah, there was a Dutch TV company that, I won't say their name because I don't necessarily know how much I'm meant to say, lol. But we were in a documentary about like life in esports, and they came to our homes. And they recorded us on our journey down to the TV studio, everything that we do on the way down there, like taking notes, having breakfast, whatever, and then getting to the studio, recording behind the scenes, doing interviews with us, and all kind of fun stuff like that. And it was a bit weird, but really cool.
Yeah, so for me, because my girlfriend leaves for work about the same time I do on a Wednesday. So it was her and me. We were chatting stuff through. Basically, the cameraman, nicest guy in the world, a guy called Tom, he arrived at 7 a.m., knocked on our door.
Nice.
We sort of woke up and pretended that we were wide awake. Oh, yeah, we've been awake for hours. We've just been baking cookies, all that shit. We didn't really bake cookies.
Come on in.
Yeah, exactly, that sort of thing. But it was odd because we had to talk about my day and what I do in the form of exposition via a dialogue. So Linnea would be like, oh, Emil, have you done your notes? And I'd be like, yes, I have done my 5 notes in which I do research for the 5 episodes that we record on a Wednesday. Oh, Emil, would you like some toast? Yes, I would like some toast because it's a long day when I go to the Jinx Esports TV studios and record 5 episodes of television. Like, it wasn't that wooden, but we were sort of filtering in information about
I'd love for it to
what
be
it is
that
that
wooden.
I do. We should have done it like that. But you, because Charlotte leaves early, right?
Yeah, so Big Chaz, my girlfriend, she leaves for work at about 6:30 in the morning. And so you thought it was weird talking to a person about what you do. I own 2 guinea pigs. And so we basically, there's like, I don't know if they'll ever make into the show, because I think we do the same thing. So I imagine I'll just use your clips because it looks more normal. But it was basically me explaining to my guinea pigs what I was going to do that day. So, like, I opened up the blinds and then I picked them up and said to Milton, right, I'll see you later. I'm going to go down to London to go and film some episodes of the daily download for Jinx TV. It was just strange. Like, there was 2 guys for me, and they came to my flat at, I think, 6:45 they arrived. And I was like making crumpets, and they were like filming me like butter my crumpets and like eating them. Like, there was like loads of shots of me just eating crumpets, really, and like watching TV, opening the blinds, rubbing crumpets on the window, just stuff like that, standard things. But with my one, I normally get the train down to London like you do as well. But my 2 guys, because they had like the bulk of the equipment for the shoot at the studio, they drove up. So we then drove down to London, as opposed to be getting the train there. But that then meant that they couldn't get a shot of me getting off the train. So we then ended up going to a tube station nearby the Jinx studio, a train that I've never been on in my life. I then had to go across the platform. Sorry?
Which one? Which train?
It was Caledonian Road.
That's a good name.
It's a cool name, yeah. And yeah, so they ended up getting a video of me going, a train pulling up, and then me walking away from it as if I've just got off it, and then like tapping out with an Oyster card. But there were 2 things that were wrong with that. Firstly, the train that arrived and pulled away was out of service, and so the doors didn't even open, and nobody else got off, so it was just me on a train. And then the second thing was, I don't have an Oyster card, so I had to tap a generic blue card and cover it with my hand on the Oyster things, and they couldn't see what card it was. So yeah, there's a few bits of trickery.
Do you reckon that if people sort of pause it and zoom in enough, they'll see that in your hand isn't really an Oyster card, and they'll know the whole fucking thing is fake, and actually we've got like evening jobs at Costa where we serve people drinks, and we obviously aren't full-time esports people, because how could we be?
Are you sponsored by Costa?
I've mentioned them a lot, but they don't make thick hot chocolate, so no, fuck them.
That's very fair. I've never had a hot chocolate from Costa. Is it any good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm such a basic bitch when it comes to taste, mate. To me, like, I think the fact that the Madrid one blew my mind so much is that I could actually notice it was different.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is actively different because it's thick as fuck, and you could probably use it to fill in a brick wall. But normally, I sort of drink it, and it's like, oh yeah, that's hot chocolate. And I'll drink the other one, and it's like, oh yeah, that's also hot chocolate. I don't understand people who are like, sort of like, judge wines or, judge hot chocolates or anything like that, because to me, it just does not resonate. Same with looking at art. If I look at a drawing, it doesn't hit me. Ever. Yeah. I don't think a picture has ever hit me. When I was in Madrid, you went to the zoo, and bloody Linnea, my girlfriend, dragged me to an art gallery.
The zoo was great.
And I saw Picasso's Guernica. Do you know Guernica?
Only because Linnea was fucking banging on about shitty gherkins all weekend.
So to her, Guernica was like a big thing. She saw it when she was young, and she'd been looking forward to seeing it for years. And when we were going up there, they were showing all the sort of emotional resonance. It was, I believe, World War II, and the Nazis bombed like an innocent Spanish like civilian town. It's a horrible story, right? And then it showed sort of all Picasso's practicing, and he was saying, oh, this is how he designed this character, because Guernica's fucking massive, and it's got tons of characters.
Okay.
You've been to an art gallery, right? You know they have those sort of pretentious summaries as A4 things.
Yeah, the little like white plaque next to it. Yeah.
And it's no, not even that. They gave you like sort of handout things. That had like a proper essay on like both sides.
Oh no!
And it was like,
I've seen that.
in this instance, Picasso was intending to portray ... like really well written, high register language, right? And it said that. So Google Guernica, Gurn
Guernica. Found it.
ICA.
Okay, that's like a tapestry type thing. That's a fucking mess.
Yeah, it is a mess. It's horrible, isn't it? And look at the horse. Look at the horse's face.
Which bit of this disaster is a horse?
There's a horse somewhere.
Is there a face that's just sort of like flying out from the background?
It's very... Oh, in the middle to the left, below the weird eye light bulb thing, is the horse.
Left.
Look at its fucking eyes.
I thought it was
Look
a
at
dragon.
Its little eyes.
Oh my god.
No, it's a weird little cartoon horse. And the summary page for it, the thing that was describing it, said that horse's expression is one of the best expressions of anguish in the history of art.
What the
And it's this
fuck?
little cartoon horse having a gun, looking a bit like it's being whipped on its ass. So, suffice to say, I didn't get, it wasn't the same as like traveling to Auschwitz and sort of seeing all this history to me. It didn't hit me in any sort of way.
Look at that fella on the right, like praying to a square.
Mate, these are people that their family, his family's been killed by Nazis. That's why he's praying to the square. Right. So, I wasn't a dick about it. I wasn't going around the gallery pointing at the horse going, that's fucking shit. I could draw better than that. But it didn't resonate with me in any sort of way. Nor does coffee. Apart from the delicious coffee that you can get from Costa.
No, stop! Come on.
Sorry, I'm addicted.
Yeah, I mean, so I went to the zoo. I had a good time. It was fine. It wasn't.
So jealous.
Yeah, there was a few issues with it, but that's just sort of that was me being quite picky, I think. But yeah, no, it was good. I've not really been to many art. I've been to that one. I like the big building that we went to. That was cool, the palace. But I was annoyed that we didn't get to see all the armor and the swords and shit. I like seeing that.
I was sort of done by then. Yeah, so we went to this big old palace in Madrid, and it was opposite
the Royal Palace.
Yeah, it was opposite a cathedral, I believe. So if anybody knows what we're referencing, then you'll know what we're referencing.
Yeah.
And then we walked in, and there was a bunch of old art and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Yeah. That was cool, actually. I liked the old
tapestries. The tapestries were cool because what I liked, I don't know what is different to me from a painting, right? Because what I like about a tapestry is that it was there. This thing...
Physical.
Yeah, this thing is it feels way more physical and way more real. That was hanging, 400 years ago, 600 years ago, whatever, doing its thing, and it was all colourful and amazing. A painting was also doing that, obviously, but for some reason, it just doesn't have as much resonance, and I don't know why. But I liked big tapestries. They were cool.
There was one very gay-looking Jesus, and I liked him. He had a crown of thorns on his head, but he was rocking it. He looked fabulous.
He did look fabulous, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And there were also loads of old sort of drawings of the housemaid, the chief housemaid, and she just looked stern as fuck. Do you know what I mean? All these sort of old women. They were fun as well. I preferred that to big guns.
Big gherkin boik.
Yeah, but by the time we had to go, I'd had enough, to be honest. I was like, right, enough tourism. And drink some magma.
I liked all of the I like the big buildings. I like them. Seeing just a big old building. I think that's quite cool because it's fucking hell. It's been here for ages. That cathedral was ridiculously big, and I was like, that is awesome. Yeah. Did you like that? Did you like the sort of big old buildings? And because then you get the sun. And you get the people, you get the bustle and the hustle. Oh.
Do you remember there was that one woman who was proper Instagram? There were families everywhere taking selfies in front of this giant building.
In a square.
This huge concrete square. Yeah. Impressive gates everywhere. Literally taller than Stumpy, these gates.
Yeah,
they were
huge.
1.5, maybe 2 Stumpy goblins.
Yeah.
And then she was there in the middle of it, sort of with a bunch of kids surrounding her, but not her kids, other people's kids.
She was on the floor,
posturing for the camera,
doing all this for Instagram.
Hashtag Madrid lol.
Yeah, and I thought, that's be funny. So I went near her and started posing as well. And then we got some pictures of that and me doing nice poses in front of this, trying to take the piss out of her, and they just sort of wandered off.
Are they still about those pictures? Could you post one on Twitter?
They are. I will find them and I will post them. Because, man,
we can post it with this image. What we could do is when we post this tweet, right? Because it's just you and me, we won't bother with one of those preview thingies. That's only for important guests,
yeah, that's
right?
Fair, yeah.
But when we post this tweet, I could post it with that picture of you posturing in front of that girl, and I can say, want the context for this image? Better click this link, lol.
And now you know the context for that image, lol. Man, you're bloody welcome, everybody. So yeah, we ended up, that was all about the documentary, lol. And that was done. And that's going to be out in a month or something like that. They said the turnaround was quite short. Well, we'll tweet out links to it and stuff if it's like a linky thing, if it's like a YouTube thing or whatever. But I don't really know where it's going. Okay, Cole.
Hello.
Do you want to move on to big questions? Dun dun.
Yeah, go on then, matey. What's today's big question?
Yeah, it's more just big question. Hang on. Let me just put brackets around it.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Maybe not the N as well. Just the S.
If my keyboard's all sticky because I spilled tea on it.
Well, clean it out then. Now's the time. Do it today.
Do it now? Well, today on a very busy day.
Yeah, why not? That'd be classic.
If my keyboard breaks during that.
Yeah.
Right, so the big question is about a Twitch streamer that we saw all over Twitter, all over Reddit. It's posted by Deserto as well. And basically, she was sitting there having a chat to her having a chat to her viewers and saying, doing a big monologue, like, oh, without your guys' support, I couldn't be doing this. You're fantastic. Thank you for supporting me. Subscribers are obviously what keeps me going, doing Twitch, blah, blah, blah. Classic standard stuff, right? She then ended up saying, going on a bit of a rant and saying, how did my whole speech about how I need subscribers to get the stream going, blah, 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 result in 0 subscribers? There are regulars here. $5 a month. How do you have hours of time to watch me and not $5? What are you doing with your life where you have hours of time to watch Twitch and not $5 to provide for the content that you're watching? The question that I would like to pose along with this, Cole, is, do Twitch streamers have a right to be annoyed if someone has been an active viewer for a long time but has never supported the stream financially? Right? You ready to answer in 3, 2, 1? No.
Absolutely.
No, wait, they don't.
What? Oh shit! Mate. Did I get it wrong again? So I tried.
Do you want to give your perspective on what the fuck this girl is about?
Right. So her name is Bad Bunny Twitch. Right. If anyone wants to check her out and be her 86th subscriber, because in the 2 clips that were posted, she went up from 18 to 85. But I imagine my theory is that it's one person who's gifted like 40 and said, I love you. Now please at me on Discord and we can have a chat. You know maybe. What I mean? Rather than real subs. Like I can't see 40 or 50 people actually being forced to in this way.
Nearly 70 people.
God, yeah. My thoughts, right? I sort of respect how fantastically and unashamedly terrible this woman is. Like, she doesn't care if people know. Yeah. That's her job, to sit there and, demand money from people, and she's okay doing that. So I sort of respect the hustle. I don't think it's a vibe that would work for us. No. And I was also thinking it's weird that it takes, how we've always said with Rettles in the Rocket League community, that it takes a special sort of person to be the bad guy, but not be a knobhead. Yeah. Right? I think that when it comes to sort of politely encouraging people to subscribe or to contribute to patreon.com/subpar in HD, sure, it takes a special sort of person to be able to do that and still call them pricks, but get away with it. And I don't think that Bad Bunny Twitch has got that ability, because she just seemed like
she was just so
entitled.
Awful.
She was, but did you not respect it just a little bit?
Thing is, I know where you're coming from. I know what you mean, where it's like, fucking hell, she's not trying to hide this whatsoever. Yeah, she's not trying to hide the kind of trash human that she chooses to be. But I don't know why she feels that amount of entitlement. Is it because there's so many other streamers that, like Shroud or whatever, he says, I've not seen, everyone's been doing like tier 1 stuff, I've not seen Twitch Prime for a while. And then he gets like 200 or whatever that then roll in. I don't know if it's a case of like she was trying to sort of follow that, or if this is her ploy all along, where she is sort of being so deliberately awful it then drives traffic to her stream. But
seems to have worked.
Yeah.
If that is the case.
The overarching question is, do streamers have a right to be annoyed if someone has been viewing for, say, a year, 2 years, but they've never subbed or donated? And
no, of course not. The point of Twitch is that it's free to tune into and you can watch people for as long as you can. Mm-hmm. I can confirm, right? If I have a stream and the chat's dead, and I get 1 Twitch Prime sub, let's say in an hour, like there's 1 or 2 messages from chat, someone subs to Twitch Prime, and then they don't speak, like they just had it spare or whatever, they were a floating view, and they're like, oh, I can use it on this guy, why not? Yeah. That gives me as a streamer way less satisfaction and way less joy than a stream where I make no money, but the entire time chat is fucking loving it. They're being supportive, you know, they're poking fun, of course. I'm not saying be boring and say we love your stream every comment. Take the piss, but they're actively involved. When I'm looking and concentrating at Rocket League, they're chatting among themselves, and when I score a cool goal, they're like, "Oh my god, Pog." That, you know, like,
that's the best.
You could stream for hours like that. Honestly, you just don't get tired. So it's not at all how much support you give. It's not at all about how much money you give.
Financial support, you mean?
Sorry, how much financial support you give. For me, it's all about liking and retweeting, responding on Discord, helping out, talking in chat, just being, you know, if you want to lurk, that's fine. But, you know, drop a smiley face, for example. So, hey, enjoy the stream. Like, anything like that, to me, just gives way more of a buzz than one sub.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing of don't ever feel obligated. I think that's the issue. People feel obligated, like, oh, shit, I've been watching for 3 weeks now. I've not got a Twitch Prime. Then they come in chat and say, sorry, I've not been able to sub because I've not got a Twitch Prime available, or I'm saving up for a holiday or whatever, and people feel the need to apologize. And I always feel awful that people ever feel the need to do that, because holy shit, you're doing us a favor. Like, anything that you do, if it's literally a like and a retweet, if it's a reaction on Discord, a view, it means a huge amount to do that. In my opinion, it's the same sort of theory as like food service. So, like, if you have you get your bill and you then tip. Obviously, it's different in America because they don't pay their staff a living wage. But in developed countries, what you do is if somebody has done a good job, you then give them a tip. Say, hey, right, say it's like a 40 quid bill. Oh, here's like 5 quid because you're really helpful. If the food was late, you came and like said, sorry, we just had a little bit of a rush in the kitchen. So, oh, fair play, no worries. Or they come across and they say, hey, are you enjoying that? Just nice little comments like that. Really happy to give a tip. Also, if people aren't, you know, like being good waiters, waitresses, or by that merit being good streamers, don't. Like, I don't think anyone should be obligated to give an extra amount of money because sort of society dictates, or you think, actually, you know what, I feel like I have to do this. Because you don't. It's your money. Spend it where you want to.
The thing is, on Twitch, there'll always be some peer pressure. Because you got the badges next to your name, it's very front and center for bits, emotes, all that stuff. It is very front and center, whether you've contributed financially or not. Which I think is why I love sub gifts so much. Because people who used to do a lot of bits, they'll now gift a lot of subs, which is brilliant, because then everyone is winning, because people get to join in with like the emote trains and spam your emotes and all that jazz, right? What breaks my heart the most is when someone's financial situation changes and they can no longer subscribe, even if they were for sort of 12 months, 10 months, 2 years, whatever it was before, and then they feel like they can't chat anymore. Yeah. And that is the last thing that a streamer wanted, because genuinely, if you're always the person that's helping people out, welcoming new members, and for whatever reason you can no longer sub or no longer want to, do you know what I mean? It's not about not being able to. If you no longer want to, please feel free to talk just as much. The streamer isn't looking at you thinking, what a prick. The streamer is looking at you thinking, oh God, thank God they're there keeping the chat active.
And if they are thinking, oh God, what a prick, fuck them. What an awful way to go about your life. So yeah, I think it's just a case of never feel obligated to sub. If you can, that's fantastic. It's very supportive. Patreon.com/subparbitnhd. But
you pricks.
Yeah, fucking idiots. But if you can't, then you do you. You sit there. I lurk in streams more often than I chat in them. I just leave it on a screen and just do other stuff, and I don't talk.
We're very different stream viewers, because you're a long-term lurker. I'm a short burst of being super active, you know, like even if it's 20 minutes, I'll be like the biggest chatter there. It's like, all right, I've got to go now, and I've sort of got that out of my system. So we do both we consume Twitch in different ways, but that's the beauty of it, that we can as viewers.
Exactly. I mean, speaking of subs and stuff, very recently we hit a new milestone for our Twitch careers, which we didn't notice for a long time. We actually hit 445 individual subscribers, I believe, which is over 100 more subs. I think it's about 120 more individual subscribers than our previous highest peak, which was like, I think 2 years ago, before we got like TV work.
Yeah, so the reason we didn't notice was because back in the day, a lot of people did tier 2 and tier 3 subs, because that's sort of all integrated within Twitch, and we had the tier 2 and tier 3 emotes, etc. Whereas now we try and gently shuffle those people towards Patreon instead, because the cut we get is 95% instead of 70% or whatever it is that Twitch offers for its highest tier. So we always used to work in sub points, basically, and we were on 565 at one point, or something like that. So we didn't really know that our peak sub count...
320 individual subs, I believe.
Which is pathetic, because now we've got 400 after... So basically, of those 445, a lot of them were gifts. So gifts do go down. Like in one day, you'll suddenly lose 15 or whatever. So we've dipped below 400. But I think that the core number of subs is higher than it's ever been. So anyone who's part of that community, thank you so much for the support that you give. We love you all, genuinely.
So thank you to everybody on Twitch. We appreciate y'all, you beautiful people. Right, subpar news. Because we've got a fuckload going on. We're not just a shitty podcast. We do a lot. You guys might only know us for the podcast, but guess who's got the most viewed Rocket League tutorial literally ever on YouTube?
Is it us?
It's us, mate. We're the big dick tutorial boys. We do the Rocket League RLCS best goal videos. We do everything. We're so jack of all shitty trades. There's a lot going on. And Cole, there's a new video that we've put a trailer out for on Twitter that we've sort of internally referred to just as the OT video. It comes out on Saturday, 25th of January. But Cole, what the fuck is it about?
So, those of you who watched the RLCS Season 8 may remember a little old series in the semi-finals between Dignitas and Renault Vitality. And I don't need to go into the history of it all right now, but you guys will know that, it's K-Dop, he's formed with Dignitas, Turbo Pulsar waiting for them in the finals, Violent Panda, who was starting to look sort of like he was on his way down, and then suddenly with Yukio and Astral, he's popping off again. Dignitas have found form at the right time, can they meet Vitality? Blah, blah, blah. All these stories leading in to that overtime, the game 6, the 5.5 minute overtime. I think most people, that's not true. I think a lot of people will agree it is one of the best Rocket League individual games of all time, within one of the best series ever as well. It's just flawless Rocket League.
Yeah.
And this is the story all about that. It goes into a tremendous amount of detail.
The story behind,
where Dignitas began, and then Turbo Pulsar leaves after K-Dop's left, blah, 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 leading up to this OT. It's voiced by myself. It's edited by Doomsy. And holy fuck, I like working with Doomsy, Stumpy. I like it so
He's
much.
A good man, is Doomsy. He's doing
really
well.
Love working with Doomsy.
So yeah, he's back. He's doing his thing. He's fucking good at editing. And just to clarify things, because some people have asked in streams and stuff. Obviously, Doomsy used to be part of SubPar back in the day. He is not part of SubPar right now. He's just working alongside us. It's not like me and Cole are making the decisions and like cracking the whip at him. We're all working together on it, but he is not part of SubPar Bit in HD.
He's a freelancey boy.
Yep. So if anybody's listening to this and they want to get him editing something, DM him, lol, because he's fully able to do
Honestly, mate, I've got I don't believe at all that in a year's time we'll still have Doomsy. Do you know what I mean? I think that an org or a fuck off YouTuber, someone is going to contact him and offer him a boatload of cash. And honestly, I'm going to give him just my full support. It's like when you're like a League One football team, and the next Messi comes through your ranks.
Yeah, go on.
When you're Tranmere, you ever sort of woken up and thought like Tranmere Rovers?
Find a nickel.
Yeah, exactly. So you're Tranmere, and then in your youth team there's Messi, right? And he's 16, and you're looking at him thinking he's not going to stay a Tranmerean for the rest of his career.
All right, then, Messi.
He's gonna.
All right, boss.
He's going to have a season or two with you. But during that season, you're going to fucking love it. And the manager's going to hype him up. And then when he does eventually get sold, you're going to wish him well and go and watch his games for Man U.
Good luck, Messi. All right, boss. See you later.
That's what I think about Doomsy.
He is, he's fantastic. If you guys want to hire him for stuff, please do it, lol. There's a lot going on with us generally. And speaking of us with Doomsy as well, we have been doing RLRS qualifiers with him because we actually know when they are, unlike Oceania. We're playing as Team Rocket.
That sounded like a diss on Oceania, man. Leave them alone.
No, they're shit. In RLRS, our qualifier on the 19th, we ended up going 2-2. And previously we played with Johnny Boy, and that would have been a pipe dream going that far. We got, in that, a fucking amazing reverse sweep. Which was just one of the best things ever. We had like 200 odd viewers watching us and hyping us all along. And we actually played really fucking well together.
We're under no illusions that we are not going to make the RLRS.
No.
That's all we need to do is play well. And if we lose against a team that we know could beat us on the day, blah, blah, blah. So we're not coming out of it thinking, if only we'd played a little better.
Yeah.
And I think the series that we lost, I would have backed us to have won it, so there's still work to do by Thursday, so the day after you guys hear this, if you hear it on day one. And I do want to play just a little bit better, but the way we played was beautiful. We got
so good.
Probably the best result of my career maybe ever, but maybe since 2015 when I beat Swarm Gaming, that's the Boar Brothers team, and maybe Pashies as well, in the semi-finals of an ESL weekly way back in the day. This is easily my best result since then as a competitive player. It was wonderful. Stumpy, you were fucking immense, mate.
Yeah, so...
Guys, Stumpy's backboard reads, never in doubt, throughout like 4 series and loads of ranked.
So, yeah, I'm not focusing on Rocket League basically at all, really. I play it a bit. I've not like ranked up in 3v3 for a bit. I play 2v2 more than anything when me and Cole stream together. So I'm currently around just like 1250 MMR. I'm a low champ 2 / high champ 1 by the ratings. But when we played ranked, where Cole and Doomsday, I think Doomsday's around 1550 and Cole's around 1700 odd, we were absolutely twatting 1700 players easily. Like when we went full comms and we tried in ranked, they were just the easiest matches. We knew where each other were. We were passing. One of the games we went to 8-0. Like we just tore. I think that was a 1700, 1800 team apart. It was fantastic, and I was very happy with the general gameplay for that day, and I'm really excited for Thursday.
Little tip that Gregan gave me when I was struggling with comms, because basically when the first time me and Stumpy played, I'm used to playing solo on stream. I look at chat, but all of it's sort of instinct. I know when to go, I know when not to. And as soon as like you'd say I got it, for whatever reason in my head, comms were king. So I'd switch off my instincts. And go, oh, somebody said he's got it. I'll aerial down, even if I'm the goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? I was literally trying to make a save. You said I got it, and then you said, oh no, wait, I haven't. But by then I'd already sort of pulled away. I dodged away, and the ball just rolled into the net. And I was like, why did I not trust the fact that I knew I had to make that save? So Gregan, when I played on comms with him on stream, and a guy called Lady Penelope, he gave me a tip, which was when you're doing comms, you're not saying that you've got the ball, because that is instinct. You know, you play for hours without any commentary. You know, you don't need to know that. What you're saying is when you're off the ball, you're saying I'm back left getting boost, or you're saying go right, I'm in the middle. Do you know what I mean? And those are the calls which really help. And what also really helps is what you say when you're about to hit the ball. So you say I'm pushing right, and that means that your teammate knows to just bomb it forward, or I've got this clean, or I'm getting challenged, or I've missed it. All that stuff is important.
Or even just calling, I got it, if you have like a good angle, like if somebody's gone up for the ball on the other team, and you can just see that they're missing it, don't just wait and presume that your teammate knows that. If you're like on the side and they're like behind it or whatever, just say he's missed. And even if he hasn't, at least then hopefully just one person's pushed a bit further forwards than they would have done, and then somebody else is back a little bit further
If it looks
back.
like he's going to miss, then he's probably making a poor touch at the very least.
Yeah.
So that call is helpful because it brings your team forward. Exactly.
So yeah, RLRS Thursday. Keep an eye on that, because we're going to hopefully go even further. There's about half as many teams this time. We need to win between 3 and 6 series to get through to the top 128.
I'd love that.
So that's what we're aiming for. All right, the final bit of this podcast is just other shit. So just very quickly, just as sort of like a little addendum to this lovely episode of the Poddy C, is it's something that I've wanted to do for a little while. And Cole, I know it's to do with musical stuff, and neither of us are musical people. Neither of us can play instruments, right? Like you're in the same boat as me.
Yeah, not at all.
Sadly. Yeah. So something that I found to be very relaxing, something very chill, something to sort of like take my mind off like doing other bits and bobs or whatever. I've started to learn the piano, because Big Chad's girlfriend, she fucking plays everything. It's bullshit. You know, people can just like play stuff. And it's like, I get you. Great, well done, you can just do it. She can like do like piano, she can do like saxophone, trumpet, fucking recorder, the flute, guitar, ukulele, a mandolin, a lute. She can do anything, right?
Can she play the spoons?
Yeah, she learned on the stream, didn't she?
Can she play a bottle like Lisa Simpson learns to make Homer Simpson happy?
Maybe. I think I'd back her. I'd back her to do it.
Cool.
So yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, I've started to learn the piano because I wanted to for a little while. She bought me a book to learn for Christmas, and I've been doing my lessons every night. I've been going through each page, and it's saying, well, I don't need to like look at a screen, because most things are Cole, me and you do. We're looking at screens, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's just stuff.
Even my hobbies are looking at screens.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something that I'm learning from a book. So like I can just put my phone somewhere else and just look at a book for an hour. I'll just sit down and just practice and just do something completely different to anything else that I've done before. And it is absolutely wonderful. So that's what I've been doing elsewhere. It's very rewarding to sort of post progress on Twitter as well. And even though I know it's like not very good, I'm like, it's way better than I have done before. So no, it's good. It's
the thing is, by the time you're like 60 or whatever, You're an old man. You've retired to a mansion because
Yep.
of like SubPar Industries that you sold for £4 billion.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be there playing your piano with your family, your grandkids, your dog,
Yeah.
you know, your weasel,
Yeah.
your guinea pig. They're all gathered round.
Yeah.
Your crumpets.
Oh.
And you're just playing them Fur Elise or whatever. And you might make a bum note every now and then. You've never claimed to be an expert.
No.
But the fact is that you're learning and you're still improving and you're still finding joy with it.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. You can play
job.
Fur Elise every now and then.
Yeah.
It's good.
So yeah, I've learned Jingle Bells. That's my current. That's my
Have you
current
really?
one. Yeah, I've got.
Mate,
Jingle
nail
Bells.
that by Christmas of 2020,
Oh,
and you
God.
can actually sort of. Can you make it so you can sing, or is that too much to sing and
No, I've been
play?
singing as well.
Have you?
Yeah, so you can
Wow.
like sing at the same time as you play. But
Yeah,
that's still
I'll
really
do a proper
hard.
Jingle Bells thing. Is it so much harder? Like, do the notes match? Do you know what I mean? So is it A and then O, or is it like C with your voice?
At the
and A
moment,
with the
it's
piano?
stupidly similar. Like everything is
Okay.
just the same. So if it's E on the
Yeah.
thing, you sing in E or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you're having to when you play notes with your right hand. That's like that's your melody bit. So that's your da-da-la-la-la-la. And then your left hand is doing like the bass line for it. So that's sort of like keeping the pace.
Boom.
So you're having to do like a load of different things with each hand and also sing. I managed to get one song like that, which is like literally just playing with my right hand and singing at the same time. And it's super basic, but I've got it down.
That's really cool. I
But
love
yeah,
hearing
that's
that.
good. Yeah.
So you are sort of spending time to make sure that you're not going to spend as much time staring at screens. Whereas what I'm going to be doing is getting another screen.
Yep.
I want to get a streaming PC because on the RLCS stream day, we tried having mine and Stumpy's webcams in the corner, and I could tell within game one that it was just heavy, it was horrible, and I was like, mate, do you mind if I sort of write you out of history?
You sacked me off.
I did, I'm sorry. You know I don't want to, ever, but I had to. And
That's
after that, I was a boss. We all were.
Easy.
So it worked out well in the end. But anyway, I want to get a secondary computer. I asked on Twitter if it was a good thing, and CJ responded, among other people, basically saying, you will never go back once you get used to it. So I'm going to invest in a secondary PC just to run OBS or Streamlabs OBS and then play games on my current PC. And hopefully that'll mean... Because I'll upgrade my camera as well. Get what you've got because yours is lovely compared to mine.
DSLR.
I will get I'll have 1080p, HD, whatever 1000 bit rate it is, 60 FPS. Yeah, 6 plus, mate. I'll go 601.
I think partners can go to 8K, but they just don't tell you that.
Oh, well, I'll try 8. See if that works.
Yeah.
My internet's really good.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can have all that with super smooth gameplay and you and me in full HD.
Yeah,
in the
2
corner, and we can have a
DSLRs.
stream that looks world class.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
worth it.
I'd like to get a streaming PC as well. I've been sort of umming and ahhing about it a little bit more.
I'll
so
be the
it's-
guinea
I've
pig
been-
for you. I'll let you know if it works.
Because I know that one of our things has been, A, will it be worth it? And even if it is worth it, if something goes wrong, are we clever enough to figure out why it's wrong?
Yeah,
That's a big
so my
issue.
My logic is worst case. I don't like this new streaming PC, or it breaks or whatever. But then I can go back to the original one computer setup and be like, oh shit, my streaming PC is not quite talking to my main PC. I know what I'll do. I'll plug everything into my main PC and I'll just stream on that today, and then I'll get a clever man to come in, or woman to come and fix it.
Thank
It's
you.
gonna be great.
Yeah. Let me know how that goes. Then I'll invest at some point. I'm just saving up at the moment. So yeah, no, happy days. I think that's about all we've got time to cover for, and we have got right into the news. Cole, sorry, that was a fucking outro, dude. You were meant to like say goodbye.
Bye, everyone.